Have you ever wanted to have a garden party and think to yourself, gosh, my outdoor space isn't right, or it's too hot, or I live in the middle of a city and there's no space for a garden? What do? Well, you bring it inside. Is that a new idea? Certainly not. But how I put my table together, I think you'll find surprising. My name is Pete Bisciano, and I am the creator of the lifestyle brand Living Beautifully. And today we're going to talk about how to make a table feel special when it comes to garden parties indoors. Like I said in the intro, we are not discussing anything brand new. Garden parties inside have been done 100 times. But what I feel like I'm going to bring to the table today is something interesting, my perspective on how to layer the elements to make a great table setting better than great. It's spectacular. So one of the things I start with is linen. Linen, quite frankly, it sets the stage. I mean, your table really is a stage, if you think about it, with all the small players on it. The linen is the most important element people see when they walk in, the most important element they're going to touch first thing when they sit down. They put their napkin in their lap. So what are the things I look for? Well, for the garden party look I'm going for today, I chose something interesting. And you'd think like garden party would be formal inside, but I want relaxed, elegant. I don't want pinched up, formal, embroidered, done 100 times. You know, I'm a big fan of embroidered linens, but let's elevate, let's bring something interesting to the conversation. So I decided to use stone wash Turkish linen napkins in this beautiful sort of light yellow ochre color that coordinates with the table linen, which is a beautiful floral, vine, and bird print. The two look great together, and I thought, I don't want to go natural with the napkin ring. I don't want to have like vines wrapped around the napkin. I don't want to have a rattan napkin ring because I wanted to use rattan chargers. And all the rattan and natural, it all speaks to garden, but so do stones. And I thought, gosh, I have those really beautiful semi-precious stone and gold plate napkin rings. These are by an American designer. They're really gorgeous, but they're sort of an elevated ring for a table like this. And that's what I think is a surprising part. Introducing this kind of element with a rattan charger. Most probably would think it's too formal. I feel like it's that unexpected touch that really makes the party interesting. Speaking of unexpected touches, I have this really interesting blue-green grosgrain ribbon. When I started out putting these items together, I knew I wanted the rattan charger, was in love with the idea of the yellow. It matches my home with the blue and the white, but it's just too much yellow. It's yellow gold, yellow in the rattan, yellow in the background of the green. So to break it up and to speak to my beautiful blue-green ferns and the agave holders down front, and even the glassware, I decided to add a special touch to the napkin of this grosgrain blue-green ribbon. It's just simply folded in half, bias cut, tucked under the napkin ring. But gosh, it really makes a difference. It breaks everything up, and it really works with the setting. It's a little bit unexpected, just something fun for your guests to see. It's not something they're going to see all the time. And it's certainly a departure from a rattan napkin ring or a piece of ivy wrapped around a napkin. And that's what I mean by being unexpected. So that's our linens for the evening. Next, I'd like to discuss table architecture. It sounds heavy duty. It kind of is. Table architecture really kind of does refer to the idea of the elements of the table. So oddly enough, as we use the term architecture, we have these these box-like, almost building-esque rattan hurricanes. And I don't mean architecture using something that looks like a building, but what are the elements that are creating structure for your table? So like with any great design of a room, the furniture sort of sets the stage, and you know, you have, as far as the structure of the room goes, where it's being placed and how it makes the room feel. And that works also with pieces like this. You could use a really beautiful glass bell jar hurricane that's footed as a candle holder. I want it rattan because it goes back to the idea of garden and baskets and woven items, perfect for the setting. The box the flowers are designed in down here is a pickled sort of yellow pink, just plain wood box. It's something you can get at a floral shop, and it's just very nondescript. It's perfect for the setting. So table architecture refers to things, again, that give your table structure. Elements and design pieces that kind of bring in a feeling that elevates the experience rather than just a centerpiece. Included with that would be table accessories. It's another layer. Accessories refer to things like this beautiful sort of agave candle holder that's ceramic, these vintage milk glass pieces that I kind of like just added just as a piece of whimsy for my collection, just to keep things new and exciting, because everything's really new on the table. It'd be great to have something vintage, so I put these milk glass pieces here. So those pieces really work together in concert to set the stage for something that's really interesting. So your candle holders, yeah, pay attention to them, because they're going to really speak to the idea of what's taking place as far as the, I don't want to say theme, but the overall design for the evening. Another point of interest for a table is glassware. Using clear glass is simply perfect. There's nothing wrong with using clear glass, so don't feel you have to run out and buy brand new glassware just because we're talking glassware. But, I mean, how perfect are these pieces, such as this tinted bell and on a stem that has a blue-green ball. All of this talks to our napkin ring with the blue-green, our ribbon with the blue-green, the flower leaves with the blue-green, and of course the agave holder. So all these elements speak to one another. This certainly is a modern glass. It's a take on a vintage piece, but I think it really fits the bill. Stemware really has a way of adding shine, another layer of texture, or lack of texture since it's smooth, but it's the interest that it brings. And this Portuguese pressed glass that's hugely popular, you can get it in pink and blue and frosted. I used it in clear with this glass, so we have a wine glass and a water glass mismatched, but God, do they look really fantastic with the flowers and the other elements we have on the table. So your stemware really sort of adds that next layer of unexpected beauty without overdoing it. It sort of is accepted by the other elements in a really simple way, but again, elevates the table. Another item I want to touch on, believe it or not, is flatware. Flatware for an event really gives you the sense of things being done perfectly. I will argue that silver does not belong at this table. You can get away with it, but the perfect thing in my eyes is this copper. Now, is this expensive? No. It is really inexpensive from a big box store. I'm not going to lie and say, gosh, it's so expensive and fabulous. So having these two metal items at the table that are big box store, fine, elevated retail store, brought together on one table, some may have a hard time with that. That's what I want you to learn and know. Don't have a hard time with it. Really accept the idea that these belong together in the most special way. And why copper? Silver is wrong. Gold would be way over the top. We have enough gold with that napkin ring. It'd be too, I hate to use the word jazzy, but literally jazzy. But copper speaks to gardening tools, beautiful copper watering cans. It just really feels fun and unexpected. So flatware, perfect idea. But again, think about how much you're using. Over metallic, gold, over silver, no, just the wrong element. So flatware brings another layer of unexpectedness. Finally, the most important thing for a garden party, the flowers. Flowers themselves really give you everything you need for a garden party. You could do this very simply with just layers of different bud vases and the same flowers if you are not handy with flowers, and just do a runner of beautiful different height miniature vases and these flowers, and it would look perfectly fine. I came in with this beautiful classic sort of garden-esque feeling that uses English garden roses, Floribunda garden roses, and actually two kinds of Floribunda garden roses, these buttery colors and this apricot color, coral, excuse me. And then I also came in with some raspberry English garden roses to give it some depth. It was a little bit too light. Then some interesting blue-green ferns, that I picked up from the Holland Market. All of these things you could talk to your local florist about and pre-order and have them ready probably 4 days before your event so everything opens up beautifully. But bringing in more summer feeling, Lisianthus, these beautiful berries, twigs, and vines, it all sets the stage. So all of these elements really come together to give you the idea of something really special. Things that are unexpected, items that don't really normally belong together, but really just work. And that's what sets a table like this apart. Something that I would love for you to grasp and understand and bring into your own home and spoil your guests. Again, my name is Peter Bisciano. I hope you enjoyed learning about how I love to set an indoor garden style table, and you've learned something new for your guests. Thanks for joining me.